Trump was injured, former fire chief and father of two more attendees were wounded, but they're in stable condition, thank goodness. President Biden spoke about it from the Oval Office last night. Take a look.
I want to speak to you tonight about the need for us to lower the temperature in our politics. And to remember, while we may disagree, we are not enemies. A former president was shot, an American citizen killed, while simply exercising his freedom to support the candidate of his choosing. We cannot, we must not go down this road in America. There is no place in America for this kind of violence, or for any violence ever. Period. No exceptions. We can't allow this violence to be normalized.
I think we all agree with Biden, right? And Trump said that he's rewriting his RNC speech to call for unity also. So they're both trying to lower the temperature. Is that even possible, ladies?
Well, first and foremost, I want to say thank God that the former president's okay. I applaud Secret Service. Listen, there's going to be some postmortems on what went wrong, but those who rushed the stage to make sure he was okay, because we're milliseconds and millimeters from a very different outcome and a very different conversation we'd be having in our country today. I think it's a moment for reflection on the tone and tenor of our politics. And one thing that is fundamentally American is the right to criticize policies. It is also our right to criticize the character of our politicians. But the way in which we do it matters. And we live in an era where escalatory rhetoric and saying the most damning and most inciting thing oftentimes is what's rewarded. And I think it's incumbent on all of us to just check how we engage. And then looking to the fact that we live in the era of information warfare. On our phones, there are algorithms that are pumping to us information every day meant to make us hate our fellow Americans. Our foreign adversaries are on our social media. They're putting information to validate our worst assumptions about fellow Americans. We can have different political viewpoints in this country, and we can still respect each other and respect each other's right to different opinions and come together as a country, because the way you defeat America, it's not with bombs, it's not with missiles, it's tearing us apart from within. If you care about democracy, listen more, say less.
So, you know, I'm very happy Donald Trump is safe. Full stop, period. And I condemn all forms of political violence. I'm simply heartbroken for the family of Corey Compertori, a volunteer fire chief, a father, a husband who lost his life shielding his family simply for going to a political rally. And I was watching it live because I thought he was going to announce his VP that day. That was part of what was being said. And I immediately thought it was a shooting. And I was shocked and I was heartbroken because I fled political violence in Nicaragua. And to me, this is something that's not supposed to happen in America. I felt the same way when I did watching January 6th. These attacks on democracy, on America, don't happen in this country. They happen in other places. And I'm very happy for President Biden. I'm very happy that he's taking the opportunity to be on air now 3 times, asking us to call on our better angels, asking us to unite, asking us to tamp down the rhetoric. I'm going to try to heed his words. Today is a day, I think, in this entire time for self-reflection and a call to unity. I truly hope Donald Trump uses the platform he has to do that. And I also need to say, I hope that at some point in this country, we do have a conversation about what is happening, because we can't just react when it is our side. What was this again? It was, a 20-year-old lone wolf, white, whack job with easy access to a gun. And we have to have a conversation about that, because it wasn't a drag queen. It wasn't an immigrant. It wasn't a pissed off liberal woman. This keeps happening.
That's happening between President Biden and President Donald Trump. We could see that President Donald Trump was being his 20 years of age, and that was in Pennsylvania, the rally that he was having. And unfortunately, his ears, by the grace of God. And after that incident, President Biden and President Donald Trump came to a peace talk. So the women in the view have their own different opinion to give. According to this peace talk, President Biden, we could see him talking about that the United States does not accept violence. Violence has never been accepted in politics. We might have different opinion, but we might disagree to agree. It doesn't mean that because we are disagreeing, we have to kill one another. No, we have to disagree to agree. So, which means that no matter the disagreement, there's still going to be peace, there's still going to be love and understanding. Violence is not an option. So President Biden was calling for every United States to calm down and for them to one another in love, to hold one another in love. Looking at the boy that shot President Donald Trump, he too was being pulled down by the he too was being pulled down by the Secret Service. So what do you really think about this? So you could see the women in the view, they did not approve about that. According to them, basically, they all say that looking at every scenario and everything that is happening, that particular boy, he's 20 years old. He was being told that he worked in the nursing home as a dietary aide. He's 20 years of old, and he bought those bullets that like more before the day before, and the people who sold it did not really report him, which was also they say because of his race. So according to Sony trying to say that they should put a stop into gun use. They should have to try and focus now that people have to stop guns because it has been enforced about gun use in the United States. So actually, some people are for, some people are not for. They say the president, it was too open for him, so that was a risk. That environment, it wasn't even very safe. So basically, everyone just have their own opinion. That in the United States, they have other presidents that similar thing have happened to them, and they don't even survive it. So actually, it happens in other parts in the world. You know, most of the world are looking at the United States like they are the master of the master. They are like their role model. So for such a thing to be happening in the United States, everybody is bizarre about it. So what actually do you think? Do you think that looking at every scenario and everything that is happening, and what do you actually think that is going to happen to the election that is coming? Thank God that nothing happened to him, because the election could have taken another thing. So what actually do you really think? Do you think President Donald Trump is going to win, or President Biden? What do you think? Because some people are in a climate now, some people are seeing it from different perspectives, and President Donald Trump now is talking in a peace way. Not, you know that before there was a lot of strife, a lot of this, a lot of anger displaying, so that get people also. So all of them are calling for each other that they have to calm down themselves. No more anger, no more threatening, no more just displaying themselves anyhow. Let me see your opinion on the comment section. What do you think can be done to avoid such a scenario from happening again to any other person? Thank you very much for watching. If you are not subscribed, please help subscribe and help share my video. God bless you.